Yo, how's it going, guys? I really appreciate you clicking on the video. I really hope I earn a sub and a like, or a comment. You know what I'm saying, guys? I need all the feedback I could possibly get. Today in this video, we're gonna be talking about Fortnite, all the events that have happened in the past. We're gonna be recapping pretty much, so that when season 11 comes, we don't have any details missing. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. The first event we all experienced was the rocket leaving villain base. It was such a friendly encounter. All the players that were there, everybody was building, trying to stop the rocket. Everybody had guns, but nobody was killing each other. It was kind of surprising to me, but honestly, that was the first event, and it was pretty epic. We didn't know where the game was going from there. We knew that they had big plans, though. That's all we knew, guys. And in this event, the rocket had launched. It had became a time missile, which was going throughout time. It was gonna start ruining things, but it didn't. So, in fact, it had created a crack in the time space continuum. It's like, I don't know what it's called, but there was a crack in the sky, guys. And then with this crack being in the sky, it had shot lightning and then pretty much created Kevin, and that's the cube. It created the cube, and then the cube went to Loot Lake and then melted inside of Loot Lake. As you can see on screen, this is the starting point, and it rolled all the way here. It had melted in the water, and once it had melted in the water, it had pretty much, everybody thought that that was the end of it. Nobody knew what was going to happen, and then pretty soon, shortly after that, Kevin had lifted the island around, in the middle of Loot Lake, the mini island that has the little house. He lifted it, and now it's flying in the air. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry about that. But in the background, you're gonna see me take out this guy. Boom, boom. Just ignore that little noise I made there. But go ahead and use Tanking Fortnite on Instagram. That's my hashtag, guys. Use it every time you upload a clip, because you are tanking Fortnite, and I am Tank. Haha. Like and subscribe. Also, guys, if you're enjoying the video, let's go ahead and talk about what happens after Kevin melts at Loot Lake. Once the cube, aka Kevin, went into Loot Lake, went under Loot Lake, and then lifted the mini island, this is what it looked like, guys. And then in this picture, it had flew around the map until it finally broke apart like this, and then created the zombies, the pillars that we have seen at Retail Row. And once the cube was destroyed and exploded, it was the butterfly effect. And I remember this was so epic. Oh my gosh, guys. Immediately after we went into the butterfly zone, the butterfly effect, whatever, there had been a rainbow above Loot Lake. I remember that rainbow, guys. It was epic. The first time there was a rainbow in the game, I remember all of that. And then this is when we get to the Ice King. This is the next step, guys, is the Ice King. And then he pretty much goes all crazy and then unleashes the Cyclops and all kinds of stuff, guys. Let me go step by step. So basically, time had been altered. The ship was on top of the mountain, and there was a few other areas that were altered. And the ice sphere had showed up that was holding the Ice King, and it was there for a little bit, building up suspense. But when the Ice King had burst out of the bubble, he whipped up a storm, and in this storm, unlocked the prisoner, which was the Ice King's better half, which was lava. And it was around this time that the government had discovered that there was a vault beneath Loot Lake. I don't know the mission here, guys. I don't know who's doing this, but they're out to get this power that's at Loot Lake. But once this vault opens, we are allowed inside, and then we pickaxe a vaulted item. As you can see, there's the plane, but sorry about that. We had unvaulted. The was back. That was the mass power that we had picked up. There's more power there, may I remind you, because later on, the Cyclops and the mech both try entering the vault because of the power. They try to absorb it to defeat each other. First, the Cyclops goes to punch in, trying to break in, but then the mech stops it. Once the mech has been defeated, one arm, and there's no hope left, he goes and grabs the power and then kills the Cyclops. It's the orb that is above Loot Lake now that we keep teleporting. It's a giant rift. It's a giant rift. No, that rift, that ball is power that we need to harvest and consume, or not, maybe not consume, but we need to harvest it to in order to create more weapons, higher weapons. I believe that that's where the mech was made because of the technology in there, and then the mech had got a virus because of time travel. It's a whole thing, guys. But all right, the next step is at this time, retail and tilted towers have been destroyed by the volcano when it erupts. Jonesy and the banana inside of the bunker happen. Neo Tilted was born. A monster within the ice was revealed, mostly just the eye. You can see the eye in the ice. Due to the volcano erupting, attacking Loot Lake inside the volcano, construction had begun, which is the giant mech. And it was created by the government. I don't know who created this thing, but it was created inside of the volcano to take on this Cyclops. I remember the colossal fight between them two, and then the sword entering the Cyclops head, creating the skeleton that we now know that is there now. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. The mech used the Nexus, the orb that I was telling you about, to defeat this Cyclops. He took it out of the vault, and now it's there above Loot Lake, used as a rift. Present-day time is broken all to hell. The Visitor, Scientist, and the Voyager all together broke time. And they're building rift zones. They're building the rift zones. They're trying to make sure certain back in time and certain areas are not. They literally stopped the meteor, and that meteor that is stopped right there is essentially what broke time. That is, and now the meteor is flying above us, and time has stopped around it. That meteor essentially is the Visitor when he first gets here. He's time traveling back in time to try to tell himself, or warn himself maybe, what to do and what not to do. And pretty much, I don't know the whole thing, but that's pretty much exactly what happens. Up until this point. Up until this point, we don't know what's going to happen. The Visitor becomes the Scientist. I don't know. The Voyager's there. So what's he got to do in this? You know what I mean? But the facts remain that and the Scientists are to blame for breaking our timeline. Maybe they're trying to fix it. Maybe they're doing something really important. But as far as we can tell, all they're doing is breaking things. They're pretty much messing with time for their own purposes. And everybody, there's like, and I take this away from season 11's new emotes. I love them. I hate them. And it shows a picture of I hate the Visitor, telling the Visitor, go home. Or they have the I love the Visitor, telling the Visitor that they appreciate what he's doing and a lot of things like that. All I know is that really picked up on. Some of us know what happened. Some of us are connecting some of the pieces. But then again, Save the World has a lot to do with this storyline, guys. It has a lot to do. There's like a lot of things inside of Save the World that corroborate with this storyline that's happening in PvP. But alright, guys, that's it for today. Go ahead and leave me a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on it. I appreciate all your views. Till next time.